Hi folks, how are you doing? I hope you've experienced the love at the core of Christmas. I hope you felt that spirit yesterday. I hope it's still with you today. I hope you felt the birth of love in your lives and the lives of those around you, despite our current difficulties. I'm the Reverend Danny Crosby, a Unitarian minister serving congregations in Altrincham and in Urmston in the northwest of England. And I'm offering this devotion as a balm for the heart, for the mind, for the spirit, and for the soul. It is titled, It Comes in the Little Things. So I invite us just to still ourselves. Let's invite a loving presence to be here amongst us and to awaken from deep, deep within us all. Bring your whole selves. Know that your whole selves are fully welcome, that you are wanted, you are needed, and that you are loved. Loved as you are, exactly as you are in this moment. Come we now out of the darkness of the unknowing and the dusk of our dreaming. Come we now from far places. Come we now into the twilight of our awakening and the reflection of this time together. Come we now together into the new light. We bring unilluminated our dark caves of doubting. We seek unbedazzled the clear light of understanding. May the sparks of our coming together kindle our love and our resolve. May they brighten our spirits, reflect our love, and shadow our days. Let us enter together the dawning. I love the poet farmer, or the farmer poet really. He's a farmer before he's a poet, I think, Wendell Berry. And the following, Sabbaths, is one of my favourites. Now, it's sometimes thought to be about death, a kind of bleak piece, but I don't think it is really. What it's really about is a generosity. Generosity is really about living and doing so by giving our whole being, by giving our whole hearts to life, really. No, there is no going back. Less and less you are that possibility you were. More and more you have become those lives and deaths that have belonged to you. You have become a sort of grave containing much that was and is no more in time, beloved then, now, and always. And you have become a sort of tree standing over a grave. Now, more than ever, you can be generous toward each day that comes, young to disappear forever, and yet remain unaging in the mind. Every day you have less reason not to give yourself away. Those last lines. Every day you have less reason not to give yourself away. You know, generosity is about the heart. It does not require material abundance to live by generosity. When I think of the gifts that have been given to me in my life, I don't think of material things really. What comes to mind is the loving gift of the presence of those in my life, their presence that those folks shared with me, their love, their support, their inspiration. But people gave of themselves truly from their own often breaking and vulnerable hearts. I've been with some this morning. And I think that's the spirit at the heart of the Christmas story, giving birth to that in each of us. This year, the last couple of years really, have been a difficult struggle for most folk. It's been hard to keep going at times, I think. I've struggled myself in so many ways. Yes, I have given all that I have, perhaps more than I have at times, as many others have too. I know I'm not alone in this. And I've also gratefully received from so many too, haven't we all? You know, I was approached in the street the other day and it touched my heart deeply. The person just came to me to see how I was, see how I was doing, and to thank me. They just simply said, thank you for all that you do. Just in the middle of altering, and they came up to me just to say thank you. I cannot tell you how grateful I felt in that moment. I have known and I have witnessed so much love born in the human heart. On Christmas Eve, as I shared our Christmas Eve service, I do not believe I have known or experienced a love quite like that. It was incredible. It was so beautiful. I could have wept. Well, I did a little later as I refelt it, as I lay on my settee, relaxing, eating and watching television. And as I awoke on Christmas morning, I have to say I had the broadest beaming smile right across my face. I had awoken to something new again. It was incredible, incredible feeling to be alive and awake and to be blessed with this life and to know such love. But this Advent season has not been easy. It's been a real struggle at times, as it's been from a lot of folk. What's lifted my heart in this time and kept me going has been a simple phrase. It comes in the little things. And this phrase came to me, it grew in my heart the week beginning, the middle of Advent really, about the 13th of December. That Monday night, I'd gone to bed in a bit of a state. I was stressed, I was exhausted, my gland here under my chin had swelled up. I was dehydrated and I was utterly exhausted. My mood was very low. The next day, after drinking lots and lots of water and taking some paracetamol, it had gone actually, it calmed down. But I decided I needed to take things a little bit easier. I'd hit another rock bottom in my life. I found myself going deeper and deeper and deeper into prayer and meditation and silence and surrender, really. I went for a walk that afternoon, just to connect with, like, a gentle walk. I didn't go to the gym for a few days. And when I came home, there was a lovely gift left on the step out here of the chapel house. There were 2 tubes of Milky Bar buttons left by a friend who knows I'm a little bit of a Milky Bar kid. The Milky Bars are on me. I love it, really. As that day continued, I found this phrase just singing in my heart. It comes in the little things. So I posted online about the gift and the things that I had noticed that day. And I've been doing so every day since. Sometimes I've gone out of the discipline and done it twice, but I did Christmas morning actually. On awakening each morning, I have considered the day before and expressed my thanks by talking about the little things I have noticed in my life that have lifted my heart, that have given me hope, that have helped me stay connected and thus overcome any sense of despair. It has helped, and it's helped others too. It's been my attempt to offer thanks and to live in and through that real sense of gratitude. And I've decided I'm going to continue doing it. Maybe into the new year, we shall see. Each morning I'm going to share those little things that are truly everything. Maybe it's something you could try, we could all try perhaps. Think each day, what are the little things that have lifted your heart, that have carried you to life and others, and inspired you to live in love and gratitude that day, or maybe reflect on the day before. Maybe do it in the morning. People do these things at night. Maybe do it fresh first thing in the morning. That's what I've been doing. As soon as I wake up, to a bit of time of prayer, I think about the day before and what's in my heart there and then. And I just simply share. It comes in the little things. Then I share a few words. Maybe something you could try yourselves. By sharing them, we can keep these gifts alive. In so doing, we become givers ourselves and we pass these gifts along. To paraphrase those words from good old Wendellberry I shared earlier, every day we have less reason not to give ourselves away. Give yourself away fully. Abandon yourself to life itself, and it will love you. Now, the phrase, it comes in the little things, is kind of inspired by some words from the following poem, Immanence by Evelyn Underhill. Immanence by Evelyn Underhill. I come in the little things, saith the Lord, not borne on morning wings of majesty, but I have set my feet amidst the delicate and bladed wheat that springs triumphant in the furrowed sod. There do I dwell in weakness and in power, not broken or divided, said our God. In your straight garden plot I come to flower, about your porch my vine, meek fruitful doth entwine, waits at the threshold, love's appointed hour. I come in the little things, saith the Lord. Yea, on the glancing wings of eager birds, the soft and pattering feet of furred and gentle beasts I come to meet. Your hard and wayward heart in brown bright eyes that peep from out the brake, I stand confessed on every nest, where feathery patient is content to brood, and leaves the pleasure for the high emprise of motherhood. There does my Godhead rest. I come in the little things, saith the Lord. My starry wings do I forsake, love's highway of humility to take. Meekly I fit my statue to your need. In beggars' parts about your gates I shall not cease to plead. As man to speak with man, till by each art I shall achieve my immemorial plan. Past the low lintel of the human heart. I come in the little things, saith the Lord. Obviously, it's that line that's kind of inspired my musings and awakened my heart, that the divine love is present in everything, although sometimes we don't notice. God is still with us, it seems. We just got to pay attention. It's in everything. Perhaps it's easier to see in the little things. The last few weeks have reminded me I need to keep on paying attention to those little things. It's not in the glitz and the glamour and the loudness. I don't notice it there. I witness it in the little things. Those things we don't really notice because they're always there. Annette, the editor of our magazine, reminded me, this is what she wrote in a recent email. Keep on enjoying the blackbirds singing, the scruffy, well, scratty actually, but she called it scruffy magpie, and the wild geese flying over. There's always the cherry blossom, which will appear surprisingly soon in the scheme of things. Lovely, thank you, Annette. These are the beautiful and natural things that lift my heart, when sometimes it feels like my heart has fallen. It comes in the little things, the ordinary things, for it's these that are the true blessings of life. I am done with great things, wrote the philosopher and psychologist William James in a letter to a friend, sharing his conviction that his focus was no longer on big and grand things, but with the small, almost invisible decisions. He wrote in the letter, I am done with the great things and the big things, great institutions and big success, and I am but these tiny, invisible, molecular moral forces that work from individual to individual, creeping through the crannies of the world like so many rootlets, or like the capillary oozing of water, yet which, if you give them time, will rend the hardest monuments of man's pride. It's a letter to a friend. Mrs. Henry Whitman on the 7th of June, 1899. Beautiful. It comes in the little things. The miraculous is to be found in the mundane, it seems, or the seemingly mundane. It's not mundane, it's what makes life. And Dillard wrote, "The world is fairly studded and strewn with pennies cast broadside from a generous hand." Dillard had a way of unmasking the extraordinary dimensions of the ordinary life. In her book, Pilgrim at Tinker Creek, she describes how a simple act of adventurous generosity can bring joy to the ordinary. When I was 6 or 7 years old, growing up in Pittsburgh, I used to take a precious penny of my own and hide it for someone else to find. It was a curious compulsion. Sadly, I've never been seized by it since. For some reason, I always hid the penny along the same stretch of sidewalk up the street. I would create it at the roots of a sycamore, say, or in the hole left by a chipped off piece of sidewalk. Then I would take a piece of chalk and, starting at either end of the block, draw huge arrows leading up to the penny from both directions. After I learned to write, I labelled the arrows "Surprise ahead" or "Money this way." I was greatly excited during all this arrow drawing at the thought of the first lucky passerby who would receive in his way, regardless of merit, a free gift from the universe. I never lurked about. I would go straight home and not give the matter another thought until some months later I would be gripped again by the impulse to hide another penny. Lovely, don't you think? Maybe we should all do similar things. That would be, the streets of each town would look marvellous, wouldn't they? If we did these little tiny little things, wouldn't they just be wonderful? There are ways to bring simple joys to one another's lives, often through our playfulness and our generosity, just like that friend of mine who left some Milky Bar buttons on my doorstep because she knows I'm a bit of a Milky Bar kid. The Milky Bars are on me. It's the little things that keep us going through the dark and the difficult. Sometimes we can lose sight of them or we can forget about them. Thankfully, though, there are others who can help to remind us of these things, like Annette did in her email to me, that can lift up our hearts when our hearts have fallen, when we feel we can't go on anymore. There's a beautiful, wonderful example of this in the final pages of Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. Frodo and Sam are nearing the end of their quest. They are desperate, they are struggling as they try to reach the cursed Mount Doom, to cast the Ring of Power, a device that has held much of the Dark Lord Sauron's power, into the fires, to throw it there, to destroy the ring's power. But Frodo can't really let go of it. And the closer they get to the mountain, the more desperate their situation grows. They are weakened physically, they are weakened spiritually. All hope seems to have gone. Frodo, the seeming hero, is dispirited, and so Sam, another hero. Sam, his loyal and constant companion. What does Sam do? Well, he does his best to lift up Frodo's hopes. He asks Frodo, does he remember the taste of strawberries and cream? Does he remember the sound of water? Does he remember the beauties of spring in their far-off home, the Shire? Sam lifts up Frodo's spirit by reminding him of the little things. And thus Frodo finds the courage to carry on, to complete his task, to complete his quest, to complete his destiny, his meaning, what he's here to do. He found the power when he found it, because it was found in the love of the little things, the things that really matter. Because it's the little things that really matter. It's the little things that make our lives what our lives are. I come in the little things, thus saith the Lord. It matters what we do and what we do not do. The impacts on each other's lives. Some say, what does it matter what we as individuals do? It will make no difference at all. But that's not true. I just have to think of those Milky Bar buttons. because they made a world of difference to me, or at least they helped me to turn around, to keep on journeying on. And what did I do? I responded in love. And I know by simply sharing the little things, I've been able to impact positively on the lives of so many others who have expressed their love to me. Who knows what positive impacts we might be making happen today to someone. Just because we can't do everything doesn't mean we're insignificant, that we don't matter. We can make the world of a difference. Think about the starfish on the beach story. What the boy said when he was asked why he kept throwing those starfish. He can't save them all. No, but he can save this one. He can make a difference to this one. As that wonderful man Everett Hale said, that great Unitarian minister. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. It's our duty, it's our great responsibility to ourselves and to each other and to life and to God. We're here to do what we can do, not complain about what we can't. Like everyone, I feel deep sadness at times. I felt it only very recently, and as I have struggled with my personal life and the suffering of so many others. That said, I do not descend into total despair. I just don't. I get lifted up once again, sometimes by some simple, ordinary gifts of life. There are blessings everywhere. We just need to pay attention. But it comes in the little things, not the loud things, not the flashing lights, not the neon life. It comes in the little things. You know what? I've never known a deeper love than I have known these last few days. This morning as I awoke, yesterday. No greater love, no greater love has there ever been than what you felt for you, what you gave to me. You saved my life from this. So many tears, so many tears, so many tears, but such joy. The world needs us. Let's love it, and it will love us in return. It comes in the little things, the almost unnoticed things. All that we've got to do is to pay attention, to appreciate, and to share what we have with one another. I come in the little things, thus saith the Lord. Amen. So I'm going to end this devotion with some words of final blessing. We can all bless, every single one of us. We bless when we give our hearts wholly to one another, when we give our hearts to life. It comes in the little things, the almost unnoticed things, the things that really matter. So let's go out into the world looking for those little things, and let's share what we see, what we experience. Let us be open to all that is, and let's share that love abundantly. Let's step out once again in love and freedom, embracing all that life has to offer. Let's go forth like lamps for freedom, and let's carry that light with us. And let's do it in all that we feel, in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we do.